Work isn't working. For decades, Keith and Keon have preached that industry disruption has been so painful precisely because leaders have failed to adapt their strategies and ways of working to the unique demands of rapidly accelerating disruption. The two of us have designed and facilitated hundreds of leadership team engagements globally, coaching executives to harness innovation and exponential technologies to build a better future. In our experience, it's always a challenge to persuade these executives that their team cultures are stuck in the past and desperately inadequate for the future ahead. The competencies required for team leadership have been shifting for decades, and it's time to recognize the advantages of meeting these trends. How we work hasn't been working for a long time, but we've continued to cling to outdated ways of work as though we were hanging by our fingernails over an abyss. Then, in 2020, the entire world was struck with a level of disruption that few had ever imagined. The need for a new level of adaptability in the workplace became a dire necessity, not just a competency of the truly best. All the practices Keith and Keon had been recommending to executive teams for years suddenly became must-do items rather than nice-to-haves. In a single year, adversity ushered in more changes in ways of doing business than we had seen in decades. It was a weird new world of work, a great laboratory in so many ways, one that offered all of us a blank slate on which we could reinvent how we work, how we experiment at work, and who we invite into our conversations. From our perspective, a window of opportunity had flown wide open, and we were excited to hear many people acknowledge how the crisis had brought out the best in them and their teams. "We know how to do this," said Kathy Clegg, leader of transformation initiatives at GM Manufacturing. "This is where GM truly shines." She and others, when forced to improvise, rose to the challenge with unprecedented levels of tenacity, innovation, and some of the so-called soft skills of leadership, humility, and vulnerability. We had been granted permission to explore without borders, the way we had felt free to ride bicycles at midnight across the roadless flat desert floor at Burning Man.